Hi, I'm Daryl Leary, and I'm in Whitemud Park, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And my plan was to fly along Whitemud Creek that flows through Whitemud Park. And Whitemud Creek also flows into the North Saskatchewan, so Whitemud Park is actually right beside the North Saskatchewan River. So I'm just lining up my shot here. There's a nice little bridge there, and these Christmas trees or pine trees, whatever you call them, can grow up to 100 feet tall. So I wanted to get up at least 250 feet. So I'm just trying to straighten out my shot here because I wanted to fly mainly over the ravine here. And this ravine is about 196 feet below the surrounding terrain. And on the surrounding terrain is fields and residential houses. So it looks like I'm at 207 feet right now. And you can see that nice little bridge. Okay, so I'm climbing in elevation. It is 9:24 a.m. 2020, July 16th. And I thought this would make a really cool drone video. Part of the reason was because the creek itself is really wide. It's probably the widest creek or stream that we have here in Edmonton that flows into the North Saskatchewan. And secondly, aside from all the nature and the trees, it's a lot of parts where the earth has broken off, revealing these sandy cliffs that are so reminiscent along the edges of the North Saskatchewan River. So it seemed to have a lot of really nice geological features, which I always strive for when I'm droning, and it's got water. I love to drone over lakes and ponds and rivers and streams and areas that have hills and valleys and cliffs and things like that. The stream looks brown, but it looks a tinge reddish brown. And I have no idea how deep the stream is. But I was hoping to fly all the way up to this really tall bridge, but I didn't quite make it that far because the trees obscure the signal. So this whole series is actually two different drone flights and different clips interwoven. Because what I did is I shot one video and stopped the drone, and then I took a bunch of pictures with the drone, and then I started a new video and repeated the process between taking video with the drone and taking pictures with the drone. But this looks beautiful to me. I really like this park. There's a lot of ground squirrels in this park. I read that and I saw them. I saw baby squirrels in this park, and I shot a lot of pictures of squirrels for my Instagram. I took some 4K video of squirrels for YouTube. I hiked along this stream because there's actually a path. Like you can see, the path connects to this bridge here, and it continues on through the trees and such. And I walked all the way down the path, taking a 3D video with my 3D camera on a stabilizer, and then I took a 4K video coming back, and then I grabbed my camera with the 60x optical zoom to shoot some squirrels. But it's a really nice area. I just really love this area. And there's the bridge. You see it now. That bridge is really tall. It's like probably just a little over 100 feet off the ground. And that's where I wanted to fly the drone to. However, my signal was starting to get weak, so I wasn't able to fly all the way to the bridge, but I think I got close enough. I mean, despite all the research I had done, you know, looking at maps of the area and researching the weather and making sure the winds were going to be good and making sure there was a clear line of sight for my signal and this type of thing. You can see some of the path underneath there at the bottom of the screen. And there are just so many squirrels in there. Oh my God. So what I actually ended up doing is I took 2 different drone flights. They're all in the same video because it's all Whitemud Park from 2 different spots. And I took one video and then I left the drone where it was and then started taking pictures. And then I started another video and then paused that video and then started taking pictures and then started the next video and so forth. So this is actually a bunch of drone clips all glued together, 8 actually. This is a nice panorama. Just rotating the drone, you can see downtown at the top right. There it is. And it's a nice open field. There's that really cool looking bridge. This is coming back. I must have previously taken a series of pictures for maps. And actually, yeah, I'm just taking a look here. I probably wanted to focus on these cliffs here and get a nice picture of the stream and the cliffs. So I was probably setting the drone shot for that. You see some residential houses in the top left corner. And you can see the tent. It's not really a tent, but it's like a lean-to. My wife was sitting there, sitting and reading while I was doing my droning stuff. It's in the bottom right, you can see the little lean-to tent. It's right in front of that white building in the bottom right. And I think here I wanted to get a closer shot at this bridge that this highway runs over. I know I took a picture of that area too. I just had so many ideas for video and photography when I was at this park. And I walked all along those paths through the ravine and took a 3D video with my 3D camera on a stabilizer, and then I did the same thing with I took 4K video walking down the same path with my iPhone on a stabilizer. So I'm pretty happy with all the footage I got. I'm pausing here so you can get a nice view of downtown. You can see little cars on the road. There's the Queen Mary, the riverboat that's under construction. And there's the Talus Dome just right of the center. And I actually flew the drone just straight above the Talus Dome because I wanted to be the first to get a picture of it looking down. So I did that. I've never seen a picture of the Talus Dome just looking straight down. And this video actually turned out, when I was done editing this video, it actually turned out longer than I thought it would be. It ended up being 24 minutes. So I was really surprised because the original flight down the creek, I was hoping it would be like a nice long 20-minute flight. So this is all part of the first flight. There's construction happening on the right of this hill here. There was a set of stairs, and I think they removed the stairs, so they must be rebuilding the stairs. So you can see the crane working. It's cool to get stuff like that on the drone, you know. Construction in progress from 200 feet. So I wasn't expecting construction to be there. That totally surprised me. Oh, let's see, what am I doing now? Oh, I think I wanted to get a closer look at the stream here. More of a close-up look. I'm about 57 feet above the ground. And the thing about droning is that things always look so much closer than the drone really is. It's amazing. I have like a few other videos, droning videos, where it looks like I'm just flying just right over the treetops, and the reality is I'm actually 100 feet above the treetops. So you can't really tell where the drone is in relation to the ground by watching the drone video, because the gimbal moves up and down, and it doesn't really give you a true sense of how close the drone is to any nearby object. It's really deceptive. Let's see here. Yeah, there was a guy fishing in the stream. He was telling me that he caught trout and pike and all sorts of things. But I don't know. I talked to him briefly. So I wanted to sneak in here a little bit, as much as I was comfortable doing so, at this much lower altitude. And just get this stream from a different perspective. Not sure what I'm doing here. Of course, you know, a person can always practice their art and refine it, and it takes practice, you know, getting used to controls, especially when you're flying a drone, you know. You know, working the two joysticks, and I guess it takes a while to really refine those skills and sharpen those skills and get a much smoother movement throughout the video, instead of, you know, this shifting side to side. I think here I wanted to get a nice view of this bridge here. So see, like this tree coming up right here in the center, like I wasn't even close to that tree, but it looks like I'm right up to that tree. It's just so deceptive. Alright, I think I'm sneaking a shot in. Yeah, I'm trying to get just past that tree there. I guess in my droning videos I try to inch my way through things, you know, because I can't afford to have a single accident. I've seen YouTube videos of people with their drone videos, and they say they're on their like third or fourth drone because they crashed their previous drones and they had to buy a new one. I don't want to be in that predicament, so I always fly so cautiously. And there's the tent that my wife is sitting in, and we are doing a return to home, I believe. The return to home altitude I keep at about 394 feet, just below 400 feet. And yeah, so I keep a high return to home altitude because I don't want to fly into anything. It's that simple. And the tricky thing too is when you're flying through valleys, you know, is that you have like this higher upper ground, and there's things on that higher upper ground, and you don't want to fly into those things either. So I actually do quite a bit of research before I go on these drone flights. That's a nice view of downtown. Oh, and there's the North Saskatchewan River with an average depth of 6 to 12 feet, believe it or not. Might be 18 feet in some places, but I don't know. That's just the average depth that I'm aware of. And yeah, so this is the end of the first flight. And then I'm going to move to my next location in Whitemud Park and get close to the Talus Dome. I remember my drone battery is like at 2% at this point, so I was really cutting it close, but I wanted to get myself in there. And there I am with my NASA hat and my NASA shirt. I don't know why I spun the drone out around after that. Oh, I wanted to get the tent, the lean-to that my wife was in. So that was that. Now we're by the Talus Dome. And this is just an epic drone shot of the North Saskatchewan, the highway over the North Saskatchewan, the Talus Dome. The Talus Dome is always in the news. They use it as sort of like their transition scene when they switch from news story to news story. They like filming the Talus Dome. It's been on the TV, local news so many times. You know, I think they figure it's one of the more interesting parts of Edmonton. So they usually like to shoot the traffic in the Talus Dome right behind the traffic, right behind the highway, or vice versa. This is the Queen Mary boat. I think I wanted to capture, get a closer look of this bridge and the Whitemud Creek spilling out into the North Saskatchewan River there. Oh, you can see a guy walking towards the bridge. That's pretty cool. And there's actually a construction crew working on the Queen Mary. And oh, you can see the tent, the little lean-to that my wife was sitting in. So I'm about 200 feet up in the air. And I'm just getting a closer shot from the other side, as it were. Oh, there's a truck carrying a truck. That's pretty cool. On the bottom right. And there I'm trying to position my shot just right. There's the bridge from right above. Kind of a strange video. But I wanted to shoot this area from a few different angles. Shoot pictures of it from a few different angles. So that's why the drone is sort of like in all these strange spots. You know, I'm trying to line up all these different shots and everything. And we're flying towards, we see the Talus Dome right at the center top there. And I think I was backing up the drone so I could get this lake here, this horseshoe lake, in the shot with the Talus Dome and the traffic. So there's a ton of traffic there. God, it's like 10, 12 in the morning, and there's all that traffic. That's amazing. And it actually took me quite a while to set up all these shots. Put all these 8 drone clips together, because I had to process each one individually with the telemetry data, the GPS data that you see at the bottom right. So it's one of my more interesting drone videos. I always try to choose interesting sites to fly from. And I definitely wanted to capture some of the traffic from above. I'm 337 feet above the ground. And I think that's just really, really cool. And you can see the North Saskatchewan River there. And over here, it looks like I'm over this road, but I'm actually not. I'm actually a good distance from that road. And you can tell when I point the gimbal down. And you can see me right there in the field. That little discolored dot. And I just got this fun idea to fly around this little horseshoe pond here. So that's what I'm setting the drone up to do. You know, these little ponds and stuff that are like in between like highways and on the outside of on the edge of the city and stuff like that, nobody pays attention to them. And I think it's kind of neat to you know, record them. So I thought I would do this little drone shot where I just fly 60 feet above this little horseshoe pond, get a bit of a closer look. I didn't want to fly too low to it because well, the sensors on the drone can misinterpret the reflective surface of the water for ground, so I don't need my drone going into the water. Wow, that guy's going fast on this bicycle. It was a little tricky turning around on this thing. But I just wanted to add to the drone video, so that's what I did. And there I am. So it's kind of an interesting shot, I think. And then on this underpass that you see here, it levels down and there's a concrete slab, and all these fishermen will go down there and fish. And I'm trying to get myself in the shot, so what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the gimbal as I'm lowering the drone. But I still need some practice at it, so... But I'm Daryl Leary. Thank you for watching my video. I appreciate it. And there was quite a few mosquitoes in here, believe it or not. So sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone to create a little bit of art. So, I mean, that's it, you know. I've got all my cameras in that backpack there. I've got like 5 other cameras. Thanks for watching.